Hi everyone, Dr. Jeff here again this week with co-host Alyssa, and we're always excited to be here with you. And we got another big topic for you tonight, which is...
So today we're talking about scoliosis. So I'm sure most of you have heard of scoliosis. It's kind of this curvature of your spine, or the twisting, bending. So it can go based on the direction. It can kind of look like an S, or it can kind of look like a backwards S. So why would something like this happen, Jeff?
There could be a number of causes. Some of them we don't really know what caused it. Some straightforward ones could be a genetic defect when you're born. Could be something when you're born, like muscular dystrophy or cerebral palsy. Something like that could be causing it because of the muscle imbalances it causes. But other times we don't really know. It could be something with posture. It could be something with trauma as a young lad or a young girl that caused an injury and caused your spine to kind of go out of alignment. And as you grow, and your scoliosis can get exaggerated, get much worse.
So scoliosis a lot of times has no symptoms. You won't even know you have it. But a lot of times if you're putting on your first dress or putting on a bathing suit, you'll kind of see one shoulder is dropped lower than the other, or your hips will be uneven. And sometimes you can have a rotation on your rib cage. So one side will be more forward than the other. Now that can put a lot of pressure on your lungs and leave no space for your heart and your stomach, stuff like that. So that means you can have trouble breathing, trouble recovering from, let's say, chest infections or colds, and it can also cause a lot of digestive issues within, like I said, your stomach or your intestines.
So if you're interested in finding out if your child does have a scoliosis, one thing is you just kind of stand behind them and look at their shoulders. One might be lower than the other. Look at their iliac crest, see if one's higher than the other. One simple way of doing it is to get them to touch the toes. You look at along their spine, you're going to see that one side might be a little higher, and that can be caused by the scoliosis kind of going out and bending around. Now, scoliosis is usually 8 times more prominent in females than males. We don't really know why. One kind of thought is that females have a much earlier growth spurt. If you were to look at a grade 8 dance, the ladies are up here, the guys are kind of down here, so the spine hasn't really developed yet, and they have a growth spurt, and that can lead to a scoliosis with it. Once you've stopped growing, your scoliosis is going to stabilize. It's not really going to get any worse. At that point in time, we really don't worry too much about it. The next thing that's going to happen is that once you start to shrink, your scoliosis is going to get even worse. Because as you shrink, that spine's going to curve even more. That's going to put even more pressure on your chest, so even harder breathing. Most of these people are going to have asthma. They're going to find their heart issues because heart's getting compressed, digestive issues because their bowels are being compressed. So as you get older and you start to shrink, that's when you're really going to start to notice more signs and symptoms of your scoliosis.
Yeah, so with chiropractic care here, we kind of want to catch it as soon as we can because like Jeff said, as soon as you stop growing, we can't really do much with scoliosis as for chiropractic care. So we can try to correct it with adjustments, we can try to strengthen it with exercises and stuff like that. Another thing you've probably heard of multiple times is kind of bracing it. Now, bracing it nowadays isn't as effective as it used to be because really to stabilize your spine with something like a brace, it has to be super tight. And at that point, your child can't breathe. So we've kind of veered away from bracing.
So surgery is always an option. It's not until it hits about 30 degrees that your orthopedic surgeon is going to be interested in seeing you. And that's quite a curve. At 40 degrees, your surgeon is going to want to operate. So what they do with that is they essentially break your back and they put in titanium rods in your back to straighten you out. You do get taller, but you do lose all your range of motion in your spine. You can't bend, you can't twist, you can't do anything, but it straightens everything out. There is new research out there, and it's called the Clear Institute. It's been around actually for quite a while. What they use is they're using chiropractic care. They're using some little bit of bracing, but not much. Vibration therapy, traction therapy, massage, all these different things. And what they have found is that by doing this type of therapy, it doesn't matter how old you are, they can straighten your spine out. So whether you're 13 or you're 30 or you're 50, they can treat you and try and straighten that spine out. And yeah, if you're interested in something like that, that's something I could pass you on the information.
Yeah, and if you think that your child might have scoliosis, come on in. We can do a scoliosis check, like Jeff said, and treat him as early as you can. I think that's all we have for you today. Yeah. And as always at Goldsworthy Wellness, we've got your back, even if it has scoliosis.